Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Week 13 SFL action continues this afternoon in the Mile High City as the Denver Nightwings play host to the Sioux Falls Sparrows. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the broadcast booth is the Hall of Famer Matthew Wilson. On stats today, Justin Reside and King Rashid. You are watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Matt, how you doing today?
Mike, I'm hyped and ready for this exciting matchup.
As am I, Matt. The top two teams in the West Division face off today as the number 1 Sioux Falls Sparrows are here in Denver to take on the number 2 Nightwings. These teams met back in week 3 in a game that became an instant classic overtime thriller. The Nightwings won that game and are currently sitting at 5-5 in the standings. The Sparrows, on the other hand, have only lost twice since that week 3 game and sit up top at 6-4. If the Nightwings can defeat the Sparrows today, they'll take over the number 1 spot, and it'll come down to the results of week 14 to decide who wins the West between these two teams and Las Vegas. If the Sparrows win, they can clinch the West right here, right now. What are the keys to victory for these two teams, Matt?
Interesting enough, both teams are coming off victory against Queen City in their last game. Denver was on a bye week. Against this recent common opponent, both teams were successful on the ground. Bailey O'Shaughnessy had 100 yards on 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. GP Wells, not to be outdone, had 129 yards, 18 carries, and he had the 3 touchdowns. Both backs will be key today in determining the victor. Another big factor we always talk about, Mike, is turnovers. Sioux Falls number 1 in takeaways and turnover differential. The Nightwings need to stay out of the negative for the best chance of victory. Which team will come out on top? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
You're right, Matt. That is the only way to find out. So let's get down to the field and get this one started. The ball is getting teed up by Zoshtel Black, the rookie third-round pick kicker of the Sioux Falls Sparrows, and Denver will be on offense first here in this one. Kick is away and taking a running back at the goal line and spinning his way up to the on his feet. My goodness. 25-yard line is Riley Quintero, the kick returner for the Denver Nightwings, and that will bring the Denver offense out on the field for the first time in this ball game, led by quarterback Eric Price. The halfback you mentioned in the opening map, Bailey O'Shaughnessy. The fullback is R.E. Mills. Wide receivers, Bryce Battle, Adrian Ellis, Riley Quintero, and Logan Keel. The tight ends, Jeremy Mosley and Brian Murphy. And keep an eye on number 69, the left guard, Randy Fatt III, helping to open up running lanes. Eric Price is going to throw on first down and gets this one out to the right-hand side. A short pitch and catch to O'Shaughnessy, getting him involved in the passing game. 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, good to get him involved early. Nice 4-yard gain. Gets a little hello welcome from the Sparrows to the game, and we'll see how he's used from here. Hopefully they maybe give him the ball here on 2nd down.
6 rushing touchdowns for O'Shaughnessy on the season. It's 14th best in the league. Gets used in the passing game quite a bit, and just saw him featured again right there. We're setting up a 3rd down and 5 after a short gain of 1. The starting defense for the Sparrows defensive line, Biff Markham, James Kelly, Corey Dobbins, and Ray West. The linebackers, Jason Strongbow, Nick Fargo, and Derek Williams. The corners, Ernest McRae Sr., John Barnhart, Nathan Barnett, Terrell Davis. The safeties, Jay Ringgold, and the legendary A.J. Levy. 3rd down and 5. Price fires down the middle into coverage, and it is caught. Moving past midfield and moving the chains up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, nice catch by Logan Keel over the top. Good throw by Price. Again, Denver's, they can't be afraid, but they also don't want to be too risky, as they do turn the ball over quite a bit more on average than Sioux Falls.
2 backs in the backfield now on 1st down and 10. Price stepping up, pressure coming in. He's going to be sacked, brought back down at the 49-yard line. Sacked on the play by Ray West.
Yeah, Price ran out of time, and instead of throwing a dangerous ball, he just decided to eat it. It's okay on 1st down, but what do I always say on 2nd down, Mike and Long?
At least try to get half of it back.
Exactly.
Ray West with his 3rd sack now on the season. Price out route up top, nearly jumped, but the pass is complete. And that will, hey,
Yep.
Matt, look at that. Get about half of that back. 3rd down and 9.
Yep. Now you turn it into a very, it's definitely possible to convert a 3rd and 9 instead of a 3rd and 15 or a 3rd and 17. See what Denver's going to come out with. They do have a gun. Wonder if they're going to run out of the gun straight.
Price battled with that last reception. 4 wide receivers and a tight end on the field for this 3rd down and 9. Price looks, pumps, fires over the middle, and it's caught. Gets the completion and moves the chains. Riley Quintero with the catch.
Slanting, but Price this time had all the time in the world to just pump fake even, find the open man, and a nice grab by Quintero.
25 turnovers on the season for this Denver offense. That's 11th best in the league, so right in the middle of the road. They do have to be careful today, Matt, like you mentioned in the openings. This Sioux Falls defense is scary. 41 takeaways on the season. That's number 1 in the league. Number 2 is not even close. Hey, speaking of takeaways, there's one almost right on cue, Matt. Jason Strongbow getting his hands on the ball. It falls harmlessly to the turf, but that was nearly pick number 42 on the season for the team.
Yeah, and that's the kind of throws that Price has to stay away from in this critical game. First down, if you can get any yards on first down, just take the safe ones.
Price throwing 2 interceptions in their game against the Queen City Corsairs. Hoping to have none here today against this defense. Price fires an out route down to the bottom. That one's caught by Logan Keel, now with 39 yards on 2 catches. This season, Matt, Logan Keel, 10th best in the league with 852 yards. Look how many touchdowns, though. 10 on the season. He's 2nd best in the league amongst all receiving targets. So keep an eye on him now that we're down here in the red zone. 3 wide receiver set. First down and 10 from the 12. Going up top. That one's caught. Bryce Battle with the catch. He'll gain only 4 on the play. Setting up at a second down. They spot him with 5. 2nd down and 6. Oh, my gosh. 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Unfortunately, Battle fell down, Mike. He had a lot of space in front of him, and Brett could have got an extra 3 or 4 yards. Now it's a kind of a tough 2nd and 5 from the 7. A little off-tackle run would be just what the doctor ordered. Sioux Falls kind of stacking to the other side.
Oh, they will throw that, but gets it to O'Shaughnessy. Nobody in front of him, spins, and he gets into the end zone. Touchdown for Denver. Jay Ringgold trying to make the touchdown-saving tackle, but O'Shaughnessy able to swing his way in for 6.
Similar concept, Mike. Instead of an outside run, the swing pass, the old long handoff, as I like to say, and worked to perfection. Nobody was around except for that one man, number 24 there, Jay Ringgold, and he was a little bit too little too late, and that was just a well-executed drive by Denver. Really only one kind of iffy call on that almost pick.
10 plays, 71 yards, resulting in 6 points for the Night Wings on their opening possession. Matt Fennick with the extra point. It's up, and it is good. 7-0 Denver here at home with the early lead. If you are new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, you can visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. And that's something to keep an eye on throughout the game today. A.J. Levy and Riley Quintero in kick returning duties. A.J. Levy there. Both of these players, 2 kick returns for touchdowns so far in this season. Number 1 in the league. Both A.J. Levy and Riley Quintero tied for that number 1 spot in kick return touchdowns. Second best in average, too, Matt, for Levy. 28.4 yards on average. Only gets it out to the 24-yard line on that one, but definitely something to watch throughout the game. Julian Tyree with his first pass of the ball game out to Al Dillapre Sr. gets the completion for 5. Starting offense for the Sparrows. Quarterback is Julian Tyree. The halfback, G.P. Wells, will see quite a bit out of him. The fullback, Charlemagne Cornelius. The wide receivers, A.J. Warren, Noe Terrazas, You just saw Al Dillapre Sr. and Kay Marion. She joins the receiving core as well. The tight end, Caesar Ackerman, and the left guard, number 77, the big Moose Mitchell.
Another moose. Will he be loose?
We thought there was only one moose in the league, Matt. Don't look now. There's two. GP Wells gets that the long handoff, as Matt calls it, 3rd down and 4 after a short gain of 1.
Yeah, but the flats were well defended that time, and nowhere to go.
Third down and 4.
A lot of space on both top and bottom of your screen. That's where I want to attack.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Tyree down to the bottom. That one's caught and gets the first down. Checking it down to Cornelius, the fullback, and getting just enough for the first.
Saw the receiver at the top of the screen go sprinting past the corner. There must have been safety help over the top because I thought, man, that might be 6.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, well, I've thrown so many picks in my career, Mike. I think they're wide open. Air it out, and then whoops.
Matt says, he's open. And the safety says, nah, not really. Tyree under center on 1st down and 10. Out route down to the bottom is complete. That pass to Kay Marion. She gets the reception and only for 2 yards. Starting defense for the Denver Nightwings, the defensive line, Marlon Marshall, Hugo Reynosa, Gene Minazzi, and Igor Barbatov. The linebackers, Adam Wiseman, Jose Fuentes, and Juan Mississippi. The corners, Ron Hoff, Nick Kindler, and Raska Santagria. And the safeties, Isaiah King III and Josh Vasquez. 2nd down and 8. Tyree hands this one off to Wells. Wells with room out in front. Gets past the ref. Gets past the 30. Only 2 men to beat. 10-5. He's in. Touchdown, Sparrows.
Whew. EP Wells up the middle. Found the hole and just turned on the afterburners. We've seen some speedbacks. And just look at the blocking right there. Cornelius with a key block to spring Wells. And then he just says, bye-bye. See you later. Touchdown. Sioux Falls strikes back with a kind of a longer or bigger play drive than Denver.
5 plays and into the end zone for the touchdown. Extra point try coming up from Zashtel Black to get this one tied back up at 7 apiece.
That's what Sioux Falls, both teams have to kind of stay within punching distance of each other, and that's one way to do it for sure.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So we are knotted back up at 7. Matt, one thing that we also want to keep an eye on, too, in the poor Queen City. Both of these teams went up against Queen City in their previous games. Sioux Falls beating them 41-17. Denver beating them 38-30 with the bye week, creating that little phenomenon there where both of their last opponents were Queen City. The second quarter of both of those games, each team, both Denver and Sioux Falls in the second quarter against Queen City, put up 21 points apiece. So interesting to see what they'll be able to do against each other. Still 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of this ball game as Quintero brings that one out to the 25. So we will now see the Denver Nightwings' second offensive possession of the day. 10 plays, 71 yards, and a touchdown on their opening possession. Mostly through the air, actually completely through the air. The only running play that was logged on that drive, Matt, was a minus 7-yard sack. So the first handoff for O'Shaughnessy of the day, the first true handoff, only goes up the middle for a gain of 1.
Yeah, and usually Sioux Falls has a very stout trio of linebackers, so it's going to be a little bit tougher, I think, for O'Shaughnessy than against Queen City.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Strongbow, Nick Fargo, and Derek Williams combined, Matt, have darn near 200 tackles on the season from the 3 of them, accounting for over a third of the total team tackles. One-handed jumping catch from Quintero. That'll set them up with a 3rd down and 3 after a gain of 6.
Yeah, he was the only option. Everybody else was being pressed. Good man coverage by Sioux Falls. 3rd and 3, now you can just run just something a little small here, get your 3, and keep the drive moving.
Price looks,
There you
fires,
go.
out route up to the top, and there it is, Matt. A short out route, good for first down yardage, hitting Quintero up at the 37.
Again, if you're Denver, that's how you keep it clean, right? Just take what the defense gives you. And we need 3 yards for the first down, get the 3 yards, and keep going.
Yeah, you don't want to throw too many risky,
Good.
dangerous throws over the middle, or anything that could easily be picked. I mean, Jay Ringgold with 9 picks on the season. A.J. Levy's got 8 picks on the season. Nathan Barnett with 6. Terrell Davis with 7. These guys like to pick the ball off. Broken play there.
Yeah.
Price was calling for a flag. Logan Keel was jammed. It was within 5 yards, so he's not going to get that flag, but play looked awkward, to say the least.
That's what happens when you press, Mike. Sometimes it messes up your timing. It definitely messed up the timing of Price.
If anything, maybe you could have gotten him for the hold, but
Yeah.
I didn't see it. 2nd down and 10. Price in the gun.
Oh.
It's going to be a free play.
Bombs
Down
away.
the right sideline, and it's picked off, but this pick won't count. Terrell Davis gets the pick, and he's going to waste some energy running back the other way. That's all for naught, as James Kelly had jumped off sides. We'll see if by chance he was drawn off sides, but that's not usually how these get called. No.
Nope.
So offside. So what would have been Terrell Davis's 8th pick on the season goes away. Never happened, Matt.
Just hope if you're a Denver fan that doesn't come up again. Anyway, Price might have been chucking it up for grabs because he knew it was a penalty, or it could have been part of the play. So we'll see if that manifests itself in the future.
No harm, no foul on that one as they get a free 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 with an offset I formation. Here, O'Shaughnessy gets the handoff with some good blocks, spins, and almost gets the first down. Tackled at the 47-yard line by Ringgold. 3rd down and inches.
Yeah, and sometimes backs get too tricky, right? You're close to that first down marker, just lower the shoulder, get the first, move on. Don't try to do anything fancy, because now you end up in this scenario, and hopefully O'Shaughnessy here can pick up the first.
And hands it off, and he does not. O'Shaughnessy wrapped up and tackled for a loss in the backfield. Ray West getting the TFL. He's already got a sack on the day, and now the TFL to go along with it. 4th down and 1. They're not in field goal range, Matt. We'll have to see the punt.
Maybe.
Well, they keep the offense out on the field. Matt says, don't call the play before it happens. I've already seen the defense jump offside once on this drive. Can they get them to jump again? Price with the hard count.
Yeah, I wouldn't run it here. There's too many sparrows in the
There's a whole flock of sparrows.
Yeah,
Matt,
it's a whole
right
flock.
on the line. And
There's
Price
flocks
will indeed call the timeout with 2 minutes on the clock here in quarter number 1.
Yeah, again, I don't mind that in the first half. It's the second half, when it's a close game. That's when the problems.
And Coach Adam Wiseman looked, I don't know, his jaw was like hitting the floor. I don't know. There was a miscommunication there with Price or what. He was standing on the sideline catching flies, man.
I don't know.
I don't know what was going on with that. Oh, well. So Maddie Wiseman on now for the punt, and A.J. Levy back for the return. Levy only averaging about 5.7 yards per punt return so far this season. Takes that one at about the 18. Gets his 5.7 and then some. Up the right-hand side and gets up to the 42-yard line. So, yeah, he'll increase that average for sure on that punt return. That's where the Sparrows will take back over on offense.
Yeah, don't doubt Levy when it comes to any kind of return. That nice spin move, then that sweet juke, and then drags another man for 3 or 4 more yards. So that's a nice job.
Ran out of field there. Otherwise, he could have gotten some more moves done. So the defense for the Sparrows is able to hold, forcing the punt after an 8-play drive. Sparrows offense back out on the field now. They went 5 plays into the end zone last time around, Matt. And here they go again with a nice out route up to the top. That one good for 5. to Dillapre Sr.
That's the thing. If you look at the Queen City game, is that Price had more yards than Tyree by a decent amount, but he also threw a lot more picks.
Right.
So it's kind of where Tyree's going to come at it in a more conservative manner. Denver better contain.
Tyree to Wells. Wells
Oh,
spins,
whoa!
breaks the tackle, keeps on running,
Oh,
keeps
no!
on running again, and he gets out of bounds up at the 30-yard line. That'll count as a pass for Tyree for a nice gain, but that was all GP Wells.
Yeah, it was an ugly pass. Wells had to reestablish the double spin there, and then again turns on the Jets. The man just slides off him like Crisco, and well, he's doing his job. GP Wells,
Absolutely, 72 yards.
a carry.
Yeah, 72 yards per carry. He's only got one carry. He's got the 22 yards receiving. Good total so far. Here goes another carry. Will this go for 72? No, it can't. Not
Couldn't.
unless he ran out of the tunnel and into the parking lot. But no, that is instead just going to go for 6, Matt, up to the 24-yard line.
That's the funny thing. Even if he scored, it would have ruined his average.
No matter what, that was going to hurt. I don't think he cares about the average if he had gotten into the end zone. I think he would have been okay with it. 2 wide receiver set now on 2nd down and 4. 30 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. Ball is handed off once again to Wells, and that's Cornelius with the carry, and that'll set us up with a 3rd down and 3.
It would be interesting on 3rd and 3 if Sioux Falls just give it to Wells, who's averaging now only 35 yards a carry.
Oh, the average is destroyed, Matt. Destroyed.
Destroyed.
6 on the line for the Night Wings. Tyree gets it to Wells. It's going to be a tackle for a loss. Oh, great defensive play to end the first quarter. We'll be back in 2 minutes after the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay with us. And welcome back to Denver, Colorado. Field goal try coming up now for the Sparrows. Zashko Black from 42 yards out from the right hash to take the lead, and it's up and good. And they take a 10-7 lead over the Nightwings. And Matt, this is what we saw back in the Week 3 ball game. As you and I had just went and watched all those highlights from that game just last night. And wow, back and forth they went all the way to overtime. Yeah, actually, it looked like Sioux Falls had that one in the bag for a while, and Denver clawed their way back into it. It was a fun one.
Remember that? Yeah, and they were at Sioux Falls, so it's kind of interesting situation here. Home field's on Denver's side, so usually that's an advantage.
Quintero taking this one from about the 2, breaks a couple of tackles and gets up to the 28-yard line. So Denver now trailing here at home. Let's see if they are able to retake the lead on this drive. Their last drive ended in a punt. The 9th meeting between these teams, Matt, they've won 4 games apiece in their previous 8 meetings. Price gets this one out to O'Shaughnessy for a gain of 4 as we see the quarterback comparison. So far, Price airing it out a little bit more than Tyree has had to, thanks to the running game by G.P. Wells.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, running game key, Mike. If you run the ball and your quarterback doesn't have to pass it quite as much, well, the risk of interceptions goes way down.
Second down and 6. Price out route down to the bottom. That one is complete to Riley Quintero, setting up a 3rd down and 1. I'm Mike Daggs, alongside Matt Wilson, the Hall of Famer, in the booth with me today and just about always. Justin Reside, King Rashid with us on stats. Cameron Irvine, our producer, here in the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase on Next Level Sports from the Mile High City. A great place to visit, Matt. 3rd down and 1. The handoff bursting through the middle. O'Shaughnessy is gone. 20-10, 5 touchdown Denver. He saw what G.P. Wells could do, Matt, and he said, I want to do it too. 62 yards to the house. See if we can get Matt back. A great run by O'Shaughnessy, bursting up the middle, breaking tackles, and getting into the end zone, and that is how Denver can retake the lead just like that. Only a 3-play drive going for 69 yards. Extra point try coming up. Matt Fennick on for the try.
Yeah, and like I said, how many spectacular runs have we seen from the backs of the SFL this year? Just so many long runs, breaking away from defenses.
Extra point is up and good. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. There's been a lot, especially out of the speed backs. Seems like anytime we're watching the highlight reels throughout the week, you know, we see these speed backs break a couple of tackles, and then all of a sudden, poof, they get shot out of a missile, as the late John Madden would like to say. And, yeah, just totally outrunning all of the defenders. A lot of huge runs this season out of a lot of backs. And here we go with the high-scoring second quarters, Matt. I mentioned it earlier on, about midway through the first quarter, about how when these teams both took on Queen City, they put up 21 points each against the Queen City defense in quarter number 2. And so far, we've already seen 10 points of scoring total, you know, between these two teams. So now it's up to Sioux Falls. They got a field goal to start the second quarter, ending their 6-play drive. Now back on offense for only the 3rd time in the ballgame.
Yeah, back to Wells. Let's see if he wants to improve on his average.
G.P. Wells, the 3rd overall pick in this offseason draft. Nice pass over the middle, hauled in by that's Kay Marion. She gets the catch. 6'6" target, Matt. It's always nice to have one of those.
Yeah, it's like having a extra tight end on the field. And look at using all of her wingspan to grab that one. Didn't have to jump at all. And that's a big advantage when you're a quarterback. If you're receivers that big.
Hey, Marion had 2 receptions for 28 yards, all of their previous game against Queen City. Already 2 for 24 in this one. Tyree under center, drops back and gets it into the hands of Wells. Wells, the blocker actually does end up coming in handy, Matt.
Oh my gosh!
I thought the blocker missed, but no, he was just heading off to the second level of blocking, and Wells able to make some of the moves needed to get that done.
More like the 4th level. That was all Wells. Breaks the tackle there. He kind of blocks one guy, but, look how far Wells carries the rest of the defense. Right here, the point of impact is about there, but then he says, well, going to carry you guys for another 7 yards. So Wells showing the power as well as the speed. And these teams right now going back and forth on offense.
Chuck Allen, the right guard, number 73. He was there.
I guess it counts. You get a gold star, Chucky boy.
Tyree, play action. Finds the target up top, but that one is out of bounds just a little too far. As Tyree looks on in sadness. 2nd down and 10.
Well, he waited too long on the route. By the time he threw it, his player was out of bounds. Hard on the receiver, though, to know where your feet are. In the SFL, you only need 1 foot in bounds. So just kind of wait a little bit longer.
High formation on 2nd down and 10. Tyree the throw to Wells and hit the backfield, tackled for a loss. That's going to set them up with a 3rd down and 11, brought down on the play by Nick Kindler. Just on the outskirts of field goal range, Matt, if they don't gain anything more.
Denver playing 3-2, so they're definitely playing for the pass.
Play action. Tyree is not going to fire past the 1st down marker. Gets, I guess, better field goal range with A.J. Warren hauling in that pass out of bounds at the 26-yard line, but throwing it short of the sticks on a 3rd and long, Matt.
Again, Sioux Falls isn't known for big passing plays, so they stay on the safe side, let their defense do the work. And it's definitely a safer kick, but possibly an opportunity missed.
42-yard field goal try coming up for Zashtel Black. Made 2 kicks last week. Long was 40 yards. Kick is on its way straight down the middle, and it is no good.
Wide right.
I couldn't see from that angle. Let's see on the replay.
Oh, yes.
It looks like, it's going to sail just wide right.
Oh, that shot having bad flashbacks.
Flashbacks all the way to the 90s for Matt right now.
Early 91. It's a 10-year-old lad back then.
So, now you're older than dirt. 1st down and 10 for Eric Price and the Night Wings offense as they take back over on the 33-yard line. Met in the backfield by the Sioux Falls defense. So, Shaughnessy, look at the average, Matt. It's tanking.
Plummeting. Like the stock market.
The stock market had a really bad week last week, Matt. It did plummet. I agree. I watched in agony as my portfolio lost a lot of value. Terrible. 2nd down and 11. Price going down the left sideline, and it's picked off. Taken away, and Matt screaming in agony as the pass is picked off. We saw a similar pass down the right sideline. That one down the left. John Barnhart getting the interception.
I just saw it, Mike. It's like slow motion, and I've thrown that pass before myself, and you're just like, oh God, please drop the ball, defender. But nope, not to be. And we saw that earlier, and I was thinking, is that play going to be another, ran a couple more times in the playbook, and the second time, another pick.
Barnhart getting his.
What the
heck? Look at all these spins. The whirling dervish of GP Wells. John Barnhart, Matt, getting his 45th career interception. That ties him with Aaron Arrington for 20th all-time with 45 picks apiece.
Look at this, though. It should be them in a loss. 1 spin, 2 spin, 3 spins, 4 spins. It's a Quadruple axle of spins for GP Wells.
Finally brought down by Jose Fuentes. And it's funny, Matt, with all of these interceptions that this team has had this season, taking the ball away like crazy. I mean, they had 41 turnovers coming to this game. 38 of those turnovers were all interceptions. It was actually John Barnhart with the least out of the group of defensive backs, only having 5, and now he's got 6. Still among the least among his teammates, which is just crazy when you have that many. 3rd down and 1 after that carry. Good stop by the Nightwings defense, just at about midfield.
Yeah, they got to make another big one here on 3rd and 1. I think we know where this ball's going. Well, it could go to Cornelius, but I think it's going to be Wells' time. Denver's kind of playing too far off for my liking.
Barry hands it off to Wells. Wells hit the backfield tackle for a loss. And that will bring up a 4th down and 2. And we will most likely see the punting unit, but I'm not going to say for sure yet, Matt.
Yeah, but if it's 2 or less to go, don't count your chickens.
Now there's the chicken right there. I've counted 1 chicken named Sammy Prefontaine.
Don't call sparrows chickens. It's rude.
It's all
They're
foul.
both birds, but not the same.
The punt is away. Denver sending some pressure, trying to block that one. Quintero bringing it out from about the 15 up to the 19. Have you checked out video content produced by our community lately? You can catch the Sim Pod every week, SFL Crunch Time, and Road to Glory every Wednesday night. SFL Nights with AJ Stryker premieres Thursday nights. Say It With Your Chest airs on Fridays, and Netma can be seen all week long at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Every week, the live show schedule can be accessed through our Discord server. At the top of the channel listing, just look for the Events tab. Visit our website at simulationfl.net if you would like to join our Discord community. Eric Price out route up to the top, and that one kind of scared me a little bit as Jay Ringgold was sprinting towards Quintero trying to get the pick, but instead, a gain of 6.
Yeah, and that's a good job by the Denver defense. Offense turned the ball over, defense stood tall, and now getting it back to the offense. Now the offense maybe be a little more conservative this time, although 4 wide is not the most conservative formation I could think of.
Indeed, it's not. Price with a short drop. Hit as he throws.
What?
And they're going to count it as a fumble.
No
it is
way.
scooped up by Sioux Falls.
For the flag.
Derek
gosh
Williams
darn
with the
flag.
fumble recovery, and Matt as a quarterback is like, that was a forward pass.
Take a look.
I don't know, Matt. Let's see.
Yeah,
Oh.
so the gosh darn flag.
The tuck rule. The tuck rule.
That's not
has
even a tuck
infiltrated
rule.
the
The arm was moving forward, and the ball didn't go backwards. That's not a fumble.
I don't know. And there's
There
the
we
flag.
go.
As we see the head coach throwing the challenge flag. Adam Wiseman's having absolutely none of that, Matt. So let's see the replay. What do you think?
You heard me yelling from the booth. Watch his arm, Mike. It's going to come forward right there. The ball does not go backwards. That is not a fumble. It is Denver ball.
Yeah, it looks like the ball
Incomplete pass.
comes out when it hits the helmet of the defender. Let's get the call from the ref. And it's been ruled a forward pass per Matt Wilson and the ref.
I didn't need the ref. I knew it. And if it wasn't though, boy, I would have looked like a. We're not going to talk about that because that was correct.
All right, so Sioux Falls does not retain possession. It goes back over to the Denver Nightwings. Offset I formation here on 3rd down and 4. O'Shaughnessy's going to be wrapped up and tackled for a loss again. So Derek Williams not able to get the fumble recovery, but he does get the TFL, putting an end to the drive nonetheless.
Mike, you're so old, people don't even know what the tuck rule is anymore.
Tuck rule? What's the tuck rule? Back in my day, a young Tom Brady invented the tuck rule by paying off the refs because he's a cheater. I'm kidding. Don't yell at me. I'm not kidding. Punt is away by Matty Wiseman. A.J. Levy takes it from the 39-yard line up to the 43-yard line. Sioux Falls back on offense now. Just a smidge further back than they thought they were going to be after the fumble recovery that never actually ended up happening. So, Matt, we started off with some scoring. We had Denver with a touchdown on their opening possession, Sioux Falls with a touchdown on theirs. Denver did punt on their second one, but then Sioux Falls back into scoring. They got a field goal. Denver, a rushing touchdown, and then we had a missed field goal, a pick, and then back-to-back punts by both teams. See what we can get on this one. Little pass interference there, perhaps? No? Okay.
No.
Second down and 10. Both teams with comparable games so far, Matt.
Yeah, Mike, this is the proverbial bird fight we thought we'd see.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. The only difference really being the one turnover by Denver, which did lead to points, albeit only 3.
Yes, and now here comes A.J. Warren. Be careful. Could be a screen. If they screen to the bottom, there's a lot of room.
Tyree to Wells, and once again wrapped up right at the line. Both of these backs struggling so far in this one, Matt, with some runs, but they, their averages don't show it. They both have double-digit averages. Wells with 15.6 per carry. O'Shaughnessy on the other side with 10.7 per carry. It's because of their long runs.
Right. I don't usually like doing that, Mike. They take away the long run from Wells. He's only run for 8 yards.
Right. Play action. Tyree over the middle, and that one is caught. Wow, forcing that one into Noe Terrazas, getting the first down up in Denver territory.
Yeah, Terrazas in heavy traffic, no real pressure. Oh, yeah, it looks like the defensive back tried to go for the pick instead of the SWAT, paid for it there. And now this Sioux Falls offense moving the ball, got a lot of time before half, so they can just do what they feel like.
Only 2 incompletions on the day so far for Tyree. And another pass complete there to Wells. Getting some good speed up to the 29-yard line.
Was that the Moose?
First down and 10.
I caught a 7, but it might have been 73. Let's see.
I think that was 73 again, the right guard.
75.
Oh,
there's too many 70s.
75 is Joe Holt, the right tackle, throwing that block.
I need to complain to the management of Sioux Falls. You need to, 50s and 60s. Spread them out. Make it easier for us broadcasters.
Get Jason McGee on the horn, Matt, and you can tell him, and I'm sure he'll tell you to stop talking. Tyree, play action. Oh, into traffic. And nearly picked off. But it does not. It falls down to the turf. That'll set up a second down and 10.
Got Wiseman in the area with the legendary neck roll. A lot of legendary neck rolls on this Night Wings team. Look at this. Big
That's
old number.
Benazzi right there with the neck roll.
But that's a heck of a neck roll.
That's a neck wing.
They're the Night Wings, Mike. Maybe it gives them some aerodynamics.
It increases his speed. Tyree gets it out to Wells. Wells with some room to run, getting 7 on the play. Set up a third down and 3. Now, Sioux Falls not wanting to settle for a field goal here. They want to get that touchdown and retake the lead as back and forth we go.
It's going to be interesting because any way you slice it, Denver's offenses should likely get the ball back with some time to work, but we'll see how aggressive Sioux Falls wants to be on this third down.
Crowd here in Denver on their feet on this third down and 3. Quick pass over the middle. That one is caught. Kane Marion getting her third catch of the ball game. Tyree now with 138 yards passing.
So now you got a 1st and 10 from the 13. Not my favorite situation, but Sioux Falls. And again, Denver, wow, okay. Playing off again, Mike. You know what I like to do. Top of your screen.
Nice out route up top, and it looks like Tyree may have seen that too. Calling the audible, short
there
drop,
it is.
out route up top. Catch is complete. And going out of bounds is Terrazas. If he could only, if he converted tight end, Matt, they don't have the best turning ability. Second down and 4.
I think Tyree and I came in the league, I believe, in the same season, Mike. So he's an old wily veteran like me, and saw what I saw.
Oh, yeah. You two fight back and forth, it seems, for number 1 in the league in just about every category.
Including arthritis.
2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Sioux Falls in possession of the football, trailing by 4. Can they get out in front? We'll find out on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports. back here at Richard L. Snowden Stadium. As that run goes for a first down up to the 2-yard line. And see, you said you didn't like the situation of a 1st and 10 from the 13, but now they are still able to get another first down. Fresh set of downs from the 2.
Yeah, and if they score, it's the worst case scenario for Denver. Score 7 because the clock's ticking now, and the time Denver has on offense is slowly slipping away.
Tyree to Wells. Wells to the house. Touchdown Sparrows.
And doing the Dirty Bird dance.
Well, they are birds, man.
Yeah. GP Wells just had a giant hole. I mean, look. Nobody touched him. Easy.
Wells now with 14 rushing touchdowns on the season. As you see his stats today, 2 touchdowns, 84 yards. His average, 12 yards per carry. Pretty darn good. Zashtel Black on for the extra point.
Now we got to think about Denver. How aggressive do they want to be? And they've gotten aggressive. It's gotten them in trouble, too. Remember, you don't want to throw
a minute and a half to go and 2 timeouts. They burned a timeout on trying to get the defense to jump on a 4th and I believe it was 2. Coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green have highlights from early Saturday action in the SFL, plus update you on the action going on in Canada between the Houston Hyenas and the Vancouver Legion. Part of our bonus coverage here today on Next Level Sports. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. But first, Riley Quintero up the middle, and that'll set up the Nightwings from the 26-yard line. So, yeah, it will be interesting to see, Matt, just how bold they want to be. They're down by 3. I think if I was, the coach, I would see what I can do on the ground and see if it's able to get me at least in field goal range. I'd be happy at least going in to halftime tied back up.
Well, with this formation,
definitely wouldn't want to throw a pick again.
Well, this formation, looks like a pass to me. I don't know if it's going to be a play action pass or what, but maybe they can burn somebody over the top. There you go.
Up to the top to Logan Keel with room to run. Spins his way up to
get out of bounds.
Yeah, up to 39. They're going to save their timeouts for now.
All right. And not be any hurry, man. Keel, just get the first down, angle out of bounds, and save your team some time. They just don't seem in any hurry, and I would be. They're in the gun. Now they're in a hurry.
Right. Now we'll see what they do here as we're inside of 1 minute. If they're able to get, at least to midfield, I think then they'll go into the hurry up. Gets it out to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy spins again, gets up to the 45.
All right, didn't get out of bounds either.
Yeah, still saving those timeouts. I bet you will probably see one if they get a first down here. But
take your time.
Price, 37 seconds to go here in the first half. Fires over the middle. Tipped, and it's almost going back the other way. Oh, gosh. Nathan Barnett getting his hands on the ball, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 3 with 33 seconds to go.
I remember the one game we called it John Barnhart had like 4 picks in a game. So
he did, yeah.
You got to be careful. 3rd and 3, though. I would just try to get the first down, get something close. I mean, depends how Sioux Falls playing. If they're playing bump, just a quick slant. They're playing off, look for the out. Although in this formation, can't really do any of that, I guess. You could just run a slant, I guess. The middle is kind of open.
8 in the box almost.
There you go. There's a slant. Timeout.
Yep.
What are you doing?
No, they're going back to the hurry up, Matt.
Oh, my gosh.
Price getting under center, snaps the ball, hands it off to O'Shaughnessy. Blockers out in front. O'Shaughnessy getting up to the 37, and finally a timeout with 18 seconds to go. 2nd down and 2. They have 1 remaining.
All right, reset yourself, Matt. They did get closer to field goal range, Mike, which is a good thing. I just thought they wasted too much time. They could have used that timeout and saved about 12, 13 seconds. But now they got to concentrate on just getting something 5-6 yards and just get this field goal here to tie up the game. There you go, screen to the bottom. There you go.
Formation. Price screens it down to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy.
Timeout.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're just going to, they're
just
going to wait. Not yet.
Timeout.
Wait until it's.
Well, I just don't want to wait too long, Mike.
There it is.
Goodness.
Thank goodness indeed. 3 seconds to go. Matt's freaking out.
I get a little
He's
agitated
like, Wiseman,
sometimes.
Wiseman, make a T with your hands.
And that actually told his quarterback, I was going to do it. I was just waiting. He's like me. It's like, well, what should we do? He's not making a decision. And they're like, boy, Arch.
Matt Fennick out for the field goal try. Made one from 42 yards last week. This one might be from about 45 yards.
It'd be darn poetic in this game to be tied at the half, 0-0, for all intents and purposes.
Well, it was a tie game at the end of their Week 3 regular quarters, sending it to overtime. This one is up, and it is good from 45 yards out. Ties them up at 17 apiece. And that is what's going to bring us to halftime. So 2 quarters in the books, Matt, and no team has the lead quite yet.
Yes. Some people are echoing my thoughts, Mike. Those timeouts, it's just, whew.
Yeah, it was coming down to the wire. It was intense. We'll be back with the 8 p.m. Music Halftime Report with Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green after the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by 8 p.m. Music on Next Level Sports.
Welcome to the 8 p.m. Music Halftime Report. That is a lot of me and none of Mike. We'll get that cleaned up. I'm alongside Mike St. Green. I'm Cameron Irvine. And it doesn't get closer than that, Mike. In the first half, Sioux Falls 233 yards, Denver 214 yards, and we're all tied up again at 17.
Yeah, Cam, we're right back where we started when we kicked off, right? But we had a whole lot of action in between. We got a whole lot of G.P. Wells and Bailey O'Shaughnessy, pretty much what we expected coming into this game. These guys have both been electric, both with 60-plus yard touchdown runs apiece, and they've both been doing, making plays in the passing game as well. So, great game thus far, and pretty much what we expected coming in.
Just to reset the stage, Sioux Falls wins the division with a win. With a loss, it's a 3-team race. Vegas, Denver, and Sioux Falls all still in contention for that. Well, we had a really fun game early on here this morning in the SFL. Queen City and London, 4-6 and 5-5 was the records for Queen City and London. And let's pick it up in the fourth quarter with 4:18 to go, Mike. Queen City was up 24-21. This game had 8 different lead changes, and London about to take theirs here.
Yeah, this was definitely a back and forth battle. As we see Robert Merrill take it in right there, and he was a huge factor in the second half for London, in enabling them to keep Queen City really off the field for a majority of that second half.
28-24, and Deezer Powell gets loose. Queen City with under 2 minutes to play hands it off to Jet Zero. That was his 35th carry of the day, and then with 1:06 to go, Caswell one more time to Zero, scores, and Queen City retakes the lead.
Yeah, Jet Zero, he was incredible all day long for Queen City. They definitely had the game plan of coming in, pounding the rock with this guy, and keeping that high-powered London offense off the field.
London wouldn't go away. That's Tiberius Bovine with the catch and a timeout. 43 seconds to go, down 3, a field goal ties, a touchdown wins it. More slants here out of London, fires it over the middle, caught near field goal range with 32 seconds to go. And then Pickler one more time, able to squeeze it through. Like that one was razor thin to Fox Highwind, and then JT Delaney would give us extra time.
Yeah, JT Delaney right here closing out that drive to send it into overtime. But, hey, before we get to overtime, this play right here, the last play of the game, intercepted by Tanner Hendricks and the former Knight, Butch Minner, with a big tackle right there to save the game for Queen City.
Almost won the game right there, and that would have been the second week a pick six ended regulation. Robert Merrill was great in the second half after doing nothing in the first, and then in overtime as well. Pickler hits who is that guy? Mike St. Green out there getting London into scoring range, and the Knights would close the books on this one and get to 6-5.
Yeah, Cam, that number 15 guy for London, he always seems to make plays at the right time. And then we see JT Delaney right here closing it out with a big field goal. And London, they go to 6-5 in Queen City. They're at 7 losses now, and they're probably on the outside looking in.
Charleston beat Atlanta today, but that was a clobbering. We got to see what happened if you missed the early block here on Next Level Sports between Las Vegas and D.C. Again, we picked this one up late with under 5 to go in the quarter. Vegas was down 2 after a Doug Britton punt return, and Joseph Green would put together a pretty impressive drive.
Yeah, this Las Vegas offense, they were really efficient all that game long. Scott Johnson, we know what we're going to get out of him from the running back spot, but they ran some nice patterns here. You saw the crossing route there, and these guys really did what they needed to do to keep that DC defense off balance.
They get the field goal here to go up in this game. I think that may have been their first lead of the day. Mike, 25-24. Matt Rage, Shabazz Synergy, could he do it again? He's been doing it all season long for the DC Dragons. They won a nail-biter last week with both teams scoring sub-30. They get into range for Potty from 49 yards, and then disaster literally strikes.
Yeah, Cam, they were right here in position to win. 9 seconds on the clock right here. Potty gets good boot into it, but maybe the wind was just a slight bit in his face, and DC comes up a little short. And now going from possibly 8 wins and a bye week in the playoffs, these guys could maybe fall down that playoff podium a little bit.
Potty couldn't believe it, and Baltimore holds on to clinch the North Division. As we mentioned earlier, Charleston blows out Atlanta. They're now 6-5 too. And right now, going on in Vancouver, it's the theme of the day, Mike. We've already seen 2 of the top 5 teams coming into the week with losses today, and 9-1 Vancouver with number 1 seed in their sights, trailing Houston right now 10-3 in the second quarter, and the Hyenas are in the red zone.
Yeah, Cam, Houston, another team coming into this week with, their playoff lives on the line. And they also have a little revenge for Vancouver coming in this game. They were, basically obliterated the last time they went up there. 8 turnover game. I think Vancouver put 60 plus points on it.
Yeah.
Wow, yes. So these guys have some revenge in their heart, and they're playing like it right now thus far.
Touchdown Houston to Kyle Fenimore. It's 16-3. Vancouver better watch out in the second half. And, of course, Baltimore's got Arizona tomorrow. Things are getting very tight here in the standings down the stretch of this season, Mike. As far as Denver and Sioux Falls tied at 17, what do you think is going to be the difference? Everything you said was going to happen in the first half did exactly that. So now we want to know what you think of the second half.
Probably more of the same. I don't see these fireworks stopping. These two running backs, they're incredible. They're incredible to stop. We may see more of the passing game in the second half from both teams. K. Marion, a huge big play receiver for Sioux Falls, and we haven't seen a lot of Logan Keel yet. So maybe these passing games get going and the fireworks really get started.
Well, I've updates for you all second half long from Houston and Vancouver as we officially put the Legion on upset watch, down 14 at home, but it's still early in the second quarter against that explosive Legion offense. Denver, Sioux Falls, battle for the West, all tied at 17. This has been the APM Music Halftime Report. In the second half with Mike and Matt starts next. And, Mike, I'm glad we didn't have any timeouts to burn in this halftime because I think Matt would have been yelling at us. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
And welcome back for the start of the second half here in Denver, Colorado at Richard L. Snowden Memorial Stadium. I'm Mike Daggs. He's Matt Wilson with us on stats today. Justin Reside and King Rashid. Cameron Irvine, our producer. AJ Levy, the kick returner from the goal line, getting it up to the 24-yard line. So, Matt, as we get the second half started, what are your thoughts on the first half?
I mean, it was a close game all the way around. A lot of big runs, some unfortunate turnovers for Denver. But overall, just kind of a even game. Teams almost feeling each other out. Now it's time for maybe one of these teams to pull ahead or maybe not. We'll see.
Julian Tyree, 17 to 20, 148 yards in the first half. No touchdowns, no picks either.
Oh,
that almost went away.
That would have been funny mid-sentence. No turn, never mind.
No turners up till now. No, it wasn't to be. Matt falls harmlessly to the turf. Second down and 10. High formation on second down. Handing it off to Wells. Wells getting up the middle. A nice gain on second down. Still averaging double digits per carry, Matt.
Well, it's hard when you start with like 70 yards a carry, you know. I mean, there's only one way to go. And that's down.
In their previous meeting, the Sioux Falls Sparrows only had 72 yards rushing on the ground. Wells with 90 currently just by himself. Tyree up top on third down, and that one is incomplete. trying to make the sliding catch does not happen. And that'll bring up a 4th down.
Linebacker might have gotten in the way of the vision of the receiver as he was trying to track the ball. And so Denver's defense holds, and now see what they can do on offense.
Prefontaine on to punt for the Sparrows after a quick 3-and-out. Riley Quintero back deep to receive for the Nightwings. Punt taken back about the 30-yard line and returned up to the 39. And that's where the Nightwings will take back over on offense. Eric Price, 16-21, 135 yards, a touchdown and a pick in the first half. Bailey O'Shaughnessy with 8 rushing attempts for 81 yards. Also added on another 22 through the air and another touchdown. So a pair of touchdowns for O'Shaughnessy and a pair of touchdowns for G.P. Wells on the other side. Both running backs having decent games with over 100 all-purpose yards each. O'Shaughnessy trying to add to that total here. Spins his way up to the 42-yard line, adding on 3. You can see he's got 75 yards now.
Yeah, again, take away his long run, and it's also been kind of a, inconsistent game. But, that's 2 touchdowns, a touchdown aside for each running back that, made it 17-17. But offense has kind of been lulling on both sides kind of since that explosive first quarter. Oh, man.
Once again, getting the ball up to the 45 this time. Another short gain, Matt. So a couple of short gains setting up a 3rd and 4, and now Denver at risk of going 3-and-out quickly.
And Denver's got some good short plays offensively that we've seen, so they should go to one of those, not the other one.
They're down at 4, 2 receivers split out wide to the left. Price will hand it off to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy will get the first down and a little bit more, using the spin move and the power to get up into Sioux Falls territory. First down and 10 from the 47-yard line.
Yeah, great job by O'Shaughnessy. I thought that was going to be a tackle for loss, but look at the vision and then the speed to get the first down. And A.J. Levy was not fooled by the spin. He's like, son, I've been around this league too long to be fooled by that.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. O'Shaughnessy takes the handoff. Spins in the backfield. Almost looked like he got lost, Matt, and wrapped up by a host of Sparrows tacklers, losing 3 on the play back to midfield.
Looks like he had a lot of room. It just got kind of congested, and he spun the wrong way. So, sometimes you live by the spin and you die by the spin, and that was a death by a spin.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 wide receivers now on 2nd down and 13. See if they can at least get half back and appease Matt. They're going to go for more than half. Price over the middle, and that one is incomplete. Slightly overthrowing Logan Keel.
Yeah, might have saw a little bit of contact there too, but so we get another punt, Mike. Interesting. Now this is where,
it's still 3rd down, Matt.
Oh, geez. What am I thinking?
We're not sure. Word is that you were thinking that they should call a timeout.
No, that was last quarter.
Oh, my bad. High ball game still here. 3rd down and 13. Price out route down to the bottom. Can he turn up field?
Yep.
He can. Quintero first down and a little bit more. Gets up to the 34-yard line, moving the chains.
Nice job. Linebackers came, and Price threw it to the flats, and there was nobody around Quintero. He's just, nice little route there. I kind of ran a post and then decided, nope, I'm going to go the other way. To the sidelines, takes the grab and gets the critical first down, but that's some crisp route running right there.
First down and 10 now from the 34. 2 backs in the backfield now. Price to throw. Getting that out to R.E. Mills. We haven't seen much of Mills yet. And a short gain on the play. We have an update from Canada. We'll send it back to the studios for the update, Cam.
Thank you, Dag. St. Green, just as the door for the #1 seed was opening for Vancouver, it's shutting quick.
Yeah, Cam, looks like the Hyenas are trying to hang 70 on Vancouver this time around. Brad Jones with his second touchdown run of the day. Houston has scored the last 24 points.
With their backs against the wall, the Hyenas up 21 on the road. Back to Mike and Matt as Denver gets into the red zone.
Thank you, Cam. Denver in the red zone indeed after that reception by Bryce Battle. Eric Price with the nice throw.
That play action. Just they're to the middle of the field smartly. There was no one too close to his receiver there. And now Denver in the driver's seat to at least get 3 points. Not more.
Both of these teams have led at one point or another in this game. Denver looking to get back out in front on this drive. O'Shaughnessy,
Blocking.
can he get him there? He
stop and
can!
go.
O'Shaughnessy into the end zone. Touchdown, Nightwings. What a move, Matt.
Yeah, the little stop and go there. It kind of just made the defense whiz by him and then turned on the speed. Good blocking, too. So we'll see. It's a seal. Look at the old lineman. Nice seal, nice seal. And then look at this. Whoop, stop, whoop, go, bye-bye. See you later.
Yeah, right guard Kevin Jones with a nice block to spring O'Shaughnessy free. And Denver back out in front now about midway through the third quarter.
Feels like a lot in this game, Mike. That's a lot of time off the clock, too. You know, almost 4-minute or 5-minute drive by Denver.
Matt Fennick on for the extra point try. Brandon Perna on to hold. Low snap. Perna gets it set up, and the kick is up, and it is good. Denver now out in front, 24-17 over the Sparrows. The SFL has partnered with Laser to deliver digital SFL player trading cards to its players and viewers starting this postseason exclusively on the SFL's Twitch broadcasts. Viewers every 30 minutes will be issued one of 18 trading cards, or you can buy the entire pack through Laser's store and receive the complete set of common, uncommon, rare, and ultra-rare memorabilia. Visit laser.gg, that's LAYZR.gg, and click the Join Alpha button to connect your Twitch account.
Oh,
AJ Levy getting it up to the 26-yard line, and the Sparrows back on offense now. See if they can get something going on this drive. Their first drive of the second half, Matt, a 3-and-out. Denver responds with a 9-play, 61-yard touchdown drive to take the lead.
yeah, and Sioux Falls, not the best playing from behind, so they definitely want to. Oh,
Free play is it's a quick dump down over the middle. El Dilpre Sr. gets his hands on it, and pass is broken up. Or was that K. Marion? And it's an offsides call against the Nightwings. Calling that one on Igor Barbatov. We'll replay first down. Will be first down and 5 from 31.
well, still not the worst situation. You know, if you're gonna have an offsides, it's about the best case scenario. You know, they're deep in. Sioux Falls is kind of deep in their end, and you know. You don't want to be doing that in the fourth quarter when it's, you know, one drive to tie or win the game. So get it out of your system, and hopefully we never see it again.
Two wide receivers split out wide. To the right. Tyree going to dump it down to Wells behind the line. Wells. That was the, you know, most hard-fought gain of 0 that I think we've seen all day.
Yeah, I think Wells, you know, broke tackles or made 4 different Nightwings miss. But for not.
Yeah, all just to get back to the line. Second down and 5. Wells takes the handoff and gets crushed. Hugo Reynosa wraps him up and brings him down, allowing only a 1-yard gain, 3rd down and 4.
This is critical now for Sioux Falls. You know, you don't want to not convert here and then give Denver the ball back when they've got a bit of momentum on their side.
They do, and, you know, worst possible thing that could happen to Sioux Falls right now is making this a 2-score ball game the wrong direction. So they're able to convert, and they keep the chains moving. Getting that pass into the hands of Noe Terrazas. First down and 10 from the Sioux Falls 40-yard line.
And if Sioux Falls runs the offense they normally run, unless we get a big, run by Wells, it could be another one of those clock chewing drives like Denver just had.
Wells takes the handoff, tries to get out to the left and can't do it. We've got another game update from Vancouver. Cam, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Dags. This one is bizarre, St. Green.
Yeah, Cam, Vancouver gets on the board, but not how you would think. Dietrich Law right here with an interception. He was in the field of play, took it into the end zone, and stepped out of bounds, and Vancouver gets on the board with a safety.
Woo! Finally, some momentum for the Legion in the strangest of ways. Back to Mike and Matt in Denver.
Thank you, Cam. Yes, the fabled pick 2 is I just decided to call it.
That'd be a pick -2, Mike.
Pick
You'll lose
minus
2 points,
2.
too. Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's why you got to watch those boundary lines. You're just taking
Watch
knee
the
in the
feet.
end zone.
Yep. Anyhow, 3rd down and 1 back here in Denver. Wells, can he get the first? He can. Oh, and breaks through the first tackle as well. Keeps those chains moving, Matt.
Yep, and the clock keeps on ticking. And I know it's the 3rd. It's just, amazing how long these drives are taking. These teams right now, it's the antithesis of the quick strike offense. It's not a bad thing. Mexico City, we love the ball control, but it definitely, gives you limited possessions for each team. So that much more important.
7 plays on the drive, already taking up over 3 minutes, and that one's a pass inbounds to El Dillapre Sr. That will keep the clock moving. It's funny, Matt, looking up at the score bug in the corner, 24-5. Just yes, a common football score.
Yeah, it seems like DR Sims taking his frustrations on last week's Mexico City game out on Andy Hamilton.
Absolutely. Tyree, better him than us.
Yes.
Tyree to Dillapre Sr., and that'll set him up with a 3rd down and inches from the 39. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Matt, what would you do here? You get Cornelius, the fullback, involved? Just hand it off to Wells again? You want to get that first, obviously.
I think you just hand it off to Wells. It's like on the line about. So the guy that breaks all the tackles, does all the spins right at the middle.
Seen a couple TFLs so far in this game. Can he get the first? He does. Yeah. Man, only each of these runs is just going for a couple. He's had several 2 to 3 yard runs on this drive, but it's working.
Yeah, they're drive movers, Mike. And again, look, we're 2 minutes in the 3rd. Feels like forever. The last 2 drives have been going on. The 3 and out, and then we've only had two more possessions after that. The Denver one, and now this one.
Wells able to get 3 on that one. 93 yards on 13 carries, and it's funny, Matt, because 93 yards, one of those carries went for 72. Yes. All the rest have been little itty-bitty runs, but it's working. I mean, it's moving the chains.
That's all you can ask for, Mike. 3rd down, you need your back to do his thing, and now here we go. Are they going to blitz the linebackers, or the backs going to stay back and block? They are. And again,
this is complete.
3rd and 2.
Terrazas. Yep, 3rd down and 2 as this drive has now hit the 5-minute mark and continues to roll.
I think I grew another gray hair.
Well, that happened despite the length of the drive, Matt. That's just because you're old.
Oh, time passing, Mike.
Oh, right. That's what I meant. Much time has passed since your birth. Tyree under center on 3rd down and 2.
There we
it's
go.
Wells. Blockers in front. 1st down. Oh, barely.
Well, yep. Just enough, Mike.
First down. Yeah, I thought he was going to have the 1st down easily. Matt, I think we're going to see the end of the 3rd quarter before this drive is over.
Put your 4s up early, boys.
No. Premature 4s. Let's hold on to those 4s, man.
All I can do is raise my fist anyway, so every put your whatever up is always a fist for me.
Tyree. Getting Cornelius involved.
Another 3 yards.
Another 3. 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter now.
Anybody got some coconuts?
Perfect. 3 yards there. Tyree slowly getting back to the line. He's like, we'll just burn up the rest of the 3rd quarter. That's fine. Tyree looks, has time, fires over the middle. That one's incomplete. Tried to hit Terrazas and My goodness, Matt, the clock stopped. You can visit the league website at simulationfl.net for links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions, plus features from our content team, including Swamp Talk, Power Rankings, What We Learned, The Read Option, Talent Factories Feature Series. You can see all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. 3rd down and 7. Can they keep the drive alive with a 3rd and long for the first time on this lengthy drive? Kyrie pumps, fires, end zone, and it is nearly picked off, incomplete. And they will at least come out of this with 3 points.
That might be the saddest 3 points in SFL history, considering
Definitely
how long that drive was.
It was the longest earned 3 points in SFL history. If my math is right, Matt, which is always questionable, 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
For
Was
3
that drive
points.
by far the longest of the ball game. Second longest drive was 4 minutes, and that was the very first opening drive by Denver when they had 10 plays, 71 yards. 17-play drive, 51 yards, and it results in 3 points from a 40-yard field goal. So cutting into Denver's lead, now trailing by 4.
That's like 0.2 points per play or something ridiculously small like that. But yes, it does bring Sioux Falls, however, within, touchdown wins the game. And if you hold Denver to a field goal on the next drive, then touchdown would tie it. But man, that's a real kick in the shins.
Absolutely, Matt. Zashtel Black with the ball teed up. Riley Quintero taking it from the 3. Quintero breaks through the first tackle. Oh, nearly got past the second level, but tackled at the 28-yard line. That is where Denver will come back out onto the field on offense. So, for a defense, Matt, that has led the league in takeaways all season long, from very early on. Number 1 by far. They've got 41 takeaways on the season. The number 2 team in the league in takeaways isn't even really close. It's 32. So, 9 short. They've only had 1 turnover so far in this ball game.
Oh.
Tackle for a loss will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So 3 quarters in the books, 11 minutes remains here in Denver. The Night Wings nursing a 4-point lead with possession of the football. You're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Mile High City, Denver in possession of the football to start the fourth quarter. In a very crazy game stats-wise, Matt. Very comparable across the board. Only one turnover. I think that's honestly the biggest surprise to me.
Almost two if it wasn't for that offsides, but yes. Price just taking what the defense gives him. Wide open on the post route, and now it sets up O'Shaughnessy, I would believe, for the attempt on 3rd and 1 to get this first down and keep the drive going.
I'm Mike Daggs. He's Matt Wilson, Justin Reside, and King Rashid with us on stats today.
Uh-oh.
3rd down and 1.
Oh!
It's good? Huh. Okay. O'Shaughnessy able to fall forward. I thought he was stopped short, Matt.
He submarined it, Mike. He got lower than the defender and extended the ball across the plane. Well, I guess, not convinced.
Nope, not convinced
McGee,
at all.
not
As head
convinced.
coach Jason McGee throws the challenge flag.
He might be right. I don't know.
I thought he was short. You thought he submarined it.
Because watch, he gets underneath and look at the
No.
ball. Look at the
Oh, his
ball.
knee
Look
was-
where the
His knee was down, Matt. Okay, knee's down.
right there. The
Oh,
ball's across the line.
his knee was down before that. Call a timeout, Matt.
I don't know.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
And the
McGee's
call
right.
goes Sioux Falls' way. It is overturned.
4th down.
Well, all I could say is the line's unofficial.
So 4th down and inches now.
Oh wait. Yes.
So it does not convert.
Don't
Sioux
fake
Falls.
this.
Oh gosh, that would be terrible. Sioux Falls will get the ball back now, and now they have an opportunity to potentially take the lead.
Ooh.
AJ Levy
Yeah.
trying to get it done with a punt return, but not to be. 1st down and 10 from the 33-yard line as Sioux Falls takes back over possession of the football. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect track for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Tyree. Oh, gets the pass out. And nearly picked off. That would have been going to the house, Matt. We'd still be calling that return right now, but not to be, as that one falls down into the grass. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, almost a pick six there, but couldn't quite grab the ball. So that's
Yeah.
a bullet dodged, and especially in this game where it's been really tight ever since the 2nd quarter.
Rare to see that many corners out there, but that was a backup corner, Ramiro Morales, trying to get that interception. Not to be.
Oof.
Wells right into traffic, and that one's going to go for no gain. Actually, that's Charlemagne Cornelius with no gain on the play. 3rd down and 10.
And this is where you want the Sioux Falls offense. Do they have a play, Mike, that's going to go past 10 yards? I'm sure they do, but are they going to risk it?
This is their opportunity to try to retake the lead in this ball game at risk of going quick 3 and out.
That's a
Hit
dot.
as he throws,
It's
and
caught.
somehow that is caught for the 1st down. Wow, Noe Terrazas with the catch, Matt.
Oh, man, I thought that ball lost some velocity as Tyree
it
looked
did.
like he got assaulted. Look at this ball. He got a sidearm. Oh, my gosh. How was that not picked?
It would have been a tough pick with one arm outstretched to try to take it away, but I'm surprised it didn't get broken up at least. Wow,
Yeah.
Crazy catch to keep the drive alive on a 3rd and 10. So yeah, they have a play to get it done, Matt. Tyree gets it out to Wells. Wells gets it up to the 49. 2nd down and 7. Wells now with 100 yards on the ground, Matt. Another 79 through the air. A couple of touchdowns on the ground.
Yeah, and you might be seeing Wells starting to slow down a little bit after all the UC's had both on the ground and through the air. And like I say, not looking quite like he strides he did in the 1st quarter, but we'll see.
Tyree gets it out to him once again.
Yeah.
Perfect example of what you were just talking about, Matt, is that spin was not as fast as other spins. Wrapped up by Mississippi and tackled on the play.
Not quite as bad as a Mike Dag spin, but
No, that
Still
why you
pretty
gotta
slow.
what now? I mean, I don't understand why you gotta go there.
Well, you do have the slowest spin in the SFL. I guess there's some O-line men that might rival you, but besides that.
3 wide receivers on 3rd down and 8. Can they convert a 3rd down again?
Nope.
No, he's going to fall down to the turf. Al Dillapre, no, excuse me, that's Kay Marion with the reception. But she had to fall down to catch it. It's going to be a 4th down and 3 from the Denver 45. Matt, I see Sammy Prefontaine coming out to punt. I'd be tempted to go for it.
Nah, not with this. It's only a 4-point game. It's not even, if it was under maybe 4 minutes, I might think about it, but you don't want to give the ball back.
Prefontaine punting this one away to Quintero. Quintero's going to let it drop at the 9. Can they stop it at the goal line? No, they waited too long. Rolls into the end zone for a touchback. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for the remaining 7.5 minutes in this ball game. You're watching the Simulation Football League Saturday Showcase presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay with us. We'll be back after this. And welcome back to Denver. Nightwings with the football. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Price, short pass over the middle. Good for a gain of 8. Let's check in with the other game going on and see what's going on back at SFL Studios.
Thank you, Dag. St. Green in the shade. Vancouver finding some momentum.
Yeah, Cam, Vancouver trying to claw their way back into this game. Robert Redford here with a nice little dive. Gets into the end zone. Vancouver's within 12, 24-12.
If time allows, we'll send you out to Canada Field. City of Vancouver to come back a little bit later. After Mike and Matt in Denver for a big 3rd down.
Thank you, Cam. 3rd down and 1 for the Nightwings. Sioux Falls trailing by 4.
The way this game's moving, there'll be definitely time for bonus coverage. Unless we get a crazy overtime, which, hey, I'm all for it.
Offset I formation on 3rd down and 1. Price will throw as his target down at the bottom. R.E. Mills with the reception. 1st and 10 from the 32, and the clock will continue to roll, Matt.
Yeah, this is what Denver wants. You know, if they put a long drive together and even kick a field goal, a 7-point lead, get it back to Sioux Falls, and they'd have to move down the field. Depending on the time, maybe in more than a hurry than they'd like. So we'll have to see how this all pans out, though.
O'Shaughnessy takes the handoff. Nice gain of 7 up the middle. We'll set them up with a 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, I might lean on him a little bit. He looks pretty fresh, and especially on first down, get some of those easy yards.
O'Shaughnessy's touched the ball 22 times now in this ball game for about 132 all-purpose yards. Both teams approaching or near the 300 total yard mark.
Oof.
No gain for O'Shaughnessy on that one as he's wrapped right up by Ray West. West with a sack, 4 tackles, and a tackle for a loss. Having a big impact on this game, 3rd down and 3.
Look at that, average yards per play about the same. The only major difference is turnover. The 1 turnover. Bottom of screen.
Price.
Uh-oh.
O'Shaughnessy on the bottom, and he's taken out. Another tackle for a loss, this time by A.J. Levy. The strong safety coming up in run support and getting the TFL, putting an end to the Night Wings drive.
Yeah, that's just what Sioux Falls wants. Now they can, they have all day to run whatever offense they want, although they can't take, 6 minutes on the drive, Mike, obviously. But still, 4 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever they get will be plenty of time.
Absolutely, Matt. Punt is away by Wiseman. Levy back to receive, takes it at the 28, up the left sideline. Another nice return by Levy, getting up to the 37-yard line. Coverage of the Simulation Football League on Next Level Sports continues Saturday, April 16th, the final day of the regular season at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The South Division title will be on the line when Mexico City faces Lone Star, plus DC will meet London in a crucial matchup for playoff seeding. NXT will have coverage of potential divisional races up for grabs in the West, Atlantic, or East. Visit NLSE.com to find Next Level Sports in your area. Tyree over the middle, just over the hands of a defender, getting it back to Kay Marion. She's had quite a nice game so far, Matt. Her 6th reception on the day, putting her over 50 yards.
Yeah, one of the bigger passing plays by the Sioux Falls offense, and that was close too.
Yeah, nearly tipped.
Yeah.
Just past the fingertips, already in Denver territory after 1 play.
Remember, though, Mike, it's a 4-point game, not a 3-point game. That could loom large as the clock ticks away what Sioux Falls wants to do.
Tyree handing it off to Wells. Wells met right at the line and tackled for a 1-yard loss. Less than 4 minutes to go in the ball game, Matt. So here's my prediction. Are you ready? Sioux Falls is going to get a touchdown on this drive, take a 3-point lead. Denver going to march down the field and kick a field goal as time expires, making this game go to overtime as well.
Or, we could get a pick right
Tyree. Tipped and almost picked.
Oh, well, I thought I'd take my shot.
You shot your shot and you lost. Ramiro Morales in on the coverage.
Doesn't get too much closer than that, though, right off his back. You can tell he didn't play hacky sack in high school, Mike. Look at this ball. Got it. Doink off the back. Just turn around. Oh, man.
Now he's reaching down to the ground when the ball is sitting on his back.
3rd and 11. Again, Denver's got to Sioux Falls going on these 3rd and, more than 7 situations where, they've shown some passes that just haven't been able to go past the sticks.
5 wide now for the Sparrows. Tyree in the gun. Crowd on their feet, making some noise. Tyree looks down the left sideline, and it's a jumping catch. Al Dillapre Sr. with the catch out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
That's why he's a senior, Mike. Making big plays like that. Sit down, Junior. I'm just going to... he doesn't look like the fastest man on the field, Mike, but that's a lot of bulk. He looks like a large man.
Absolutely, Matt. He is a large man. 6'3", 225 pounds. Big target.
And he got out of bounds, but Sioux Falls, all the receivers, and 1 tight end.
Morales was in on coverage once again. Tyree, quick pass over the middle on the all slants, and that one is complete. A.J. Warren, haven't heard much out of him. It's only his 2nd reception of the ball game. He had 1 for 6 earlier, this time getting enough for a first down to the 20-yard line.
A great play. Knock, knock. Can't help but look above, Mike. Vancouver scored another touchdown.
Yes, indeed, Matt, as they slowly are closing that previously sizable lead that Houston had. And a free play for the Sparrows is
Oh, no!
outside in a fumble, and the fumble is recovered by Denver. And Denver will take possession back over.
Offsides.
Oh, that's right, the offsides. So another turnover
Yeah.
gets wiped off the board, this time going the other way. The first one was a pick by the Sparrows defense, and this time a fumble recovered by Denver is wiped off the board due to same thing, another offsides penalty. So, crisis averted for the Sparrows. First down and 5. Handing this one off, and be a run for about 4. We've got an update from Vancouver. Cameron Irvine, what do you got?
Dags, I've got Robert Redford running wild.
Yeah, Cam, here's Robert Redford with a long run here. Takes it off left tackle, 62 yards. He's with a couple of spin moves, and then he outruns Kai Cash to the end zone. Vancouver is right back in this game, 24-19.
Still plenty of time left as Denver tries to hold on, keep themselves alive in the West. 2:23 to go.
Thank you, Cam. GP Wells getting a first down carry. And Matt, Robert Redford with that run, just like what you were talking about earlier on in this ball game. Some huge plays out of the running backs this season.
Yeah, and now it's a 5-point game. That's crazy in Vancouver.
5-point game there, 4-point game here. Sioux Falls looking to make it a 3-point game by flipping the score. But that's touchdown right here. Wells untouched into the end zone, and the Sparrows back out in front.
Well, Mike, part one of your prediction is correct. Sioux Falls does score a touchdown here. Wells takes the handoff. And again, just superb blocking. Easy touchdown. And now, barring extra point, it's going to be a 3-point game with 2:02 to go. So it's gonna hit the 2 minutes on the kickoff.
On the return.
So yeah, Denver's gonna have like a minute 57 to go down the field and at least try to take this game into overtime with a field goal.
Wells with 3 touchdowns on the ground and almost 200 yards all purpose. The extra point try is up and good, and the Sparrows have a 3-point lead in this ball game.
They got to say, Mike, whoever wins this game deserves it. Tough division, top of the ladder and they're just beating the ever-living stuffing out of each other.
Absolutely, Matt. And honestly, obviously both teams want it. I don't know if anybody wants it more than Sioux Falls. I mean, they had so many winning seasons back to back to back. In their first 7 seasons of existence, they only had 1 season where they were 500. Every other season, they had a winning record. The past 2, they've been 3-9. They're 6-4 so far, looking to go to 7-4. 2 minutes to go here in this one. We'll see what happens with the exciting finish on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Welcome back to Denver for the final 2 minutes of this one. Is a short pass by Price. Yeah, maybe. Final 2 minutes of regulation.
Not according to Mike's prediction. It's not the final 2 minutes.
Let's see what happens. Price over the middle once again. Another short pass.
This is
That
good.
one's complete. We'll keep the clock rolling. All 3 timeouts for Denver, so they've got time. Minute and a half on their side.
Just keep getting a couple yards you can, right? There you go again. First down.
Another good pass by Price. Gets it up to the Sioux Falls 48, so they're already in Sioux Falls territory in a good formation to go into the hurry up.
Yeah, they don't need to be in a super hurry, for sure.
This is a tough defense, so they can get the pick, and they do right there. Intercepted by the Sparrows, and it's going to be going back the other way now. John Barnhart with another pick.
Oh, what did I say, Mike? Not the corner route. Again, it's not quite the corner, but it was, I mean, it kind of was the corner. It's a different kind of corner, but yeah, they were doing well attacking the middle of the field, and they decided to go one-on-one corner route, and, well, that's not good. Now they got to stop Wells.
Yeah, but Denver did turn the ball over in overtime in the Week 3 game and then ended up getting it right back. So, as you like to say, Matt, don't count your chickens quite yet. Well, count GP Wells as he just bursts forward, puts on another good chunky yards onto his daily total.
Yeah, that's bad news for Denver in their timeout situation. Now, they didn't use one there. I don't think. I guess someone must have called one.
Yeah, somebody called one because the clock is stopped.
I didn't hear a whistle.
No, I know. That's kind of bizarre. And look at this, Matt. Sioux Falls going into the victory formation as the second timeout is indeed called by the Nightwings, so they have 1 remaining.
I don't think the math works out quite right, though.
It really doesn't. So if they're going to probably kneel it down again, they'll call a timeout. It'll be about 1:07 on the clock, and then they'll kneel it down one more time, and that'll bring it down to about 25 seconds when they punt this. Bizarre idea, because this is guaranteeing another possession by the Denver Nightwings offense. So final timeout will be called by Denver with 1:08, so they have 1 second more than I had thought. But interesting strategy. Coming up on the APM Music post-game update, if time allows, we'll send you out to Vancouver for bonus coverage of the Hyenas and Legion. Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green will break down the first slate of games and preview what's next here on Next Level Sports coverage of the SFL. It's all coming up on the post-game update. Third down and 13. Dealing the ball down, and yeah, look at that score, Matt. 25-24. Vancouver now out in front over the Hyenas. I forget what the score was. Was it 24 to 5? I remember. I remember at one point.
It must have been 24 to 3. The fumble -2 seemed to start the whole momentum.
Well, that was a pick -2. The
pick -2. Watch out on the return here. You never know.
Getting a 2-point conversion. Yeah, Riley Quintero, he's had 2 kick returns for touchdowns so far on the season. As far as punt return for touchdowns goes, it has not been to be.
Block the punt. That's what I would do. Just send everybody. Nope.
Yeah, they send a couple, not able to get the block. Fair catch called for to conserve time back at the 22-yard line, and that is where Eric Price will come back out on offense.
I don't hate it, Mike. I don't hate it, because your chances of scoring on a punt return are slim to none. You only need a field goal, right, for the tie. Save the time. You get 2 or 3 plays. Well, no, not without no timeouts. You get maybe 2 plays or 1 big one over the. Yeah, here we go. You need to hit something big over the middle of the field. Get to the 50. Well, this is going to be interesting.
And the team with the highest turnover number on the other side. So we'll see what happens. Price, short pass over the middle. And that's questionable. 17 seconds to go. They need to get at least 25 yards here to get in field goal range. And they're going to spike the ball with 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think you got to go a little deeper. 10 seconds. I don't know if they're going to. I don't think they're going to throw the Hail Mary unit out there. I don't know. You need some. Maybe if you throw a deep post. I know it hasn't worked out, but if you caught it quick and got out of bounds like a second left, you might have a shot at a field goal. I don't know. But not in the gun, which is always worrisome.
Sioux Falls getting ready to win the West if they can hold on in these final 10 seconds. Play action. Firing it down to the bottom, getting the catch, getting out of bounds. 6 seconds to go, Matt. I think they're going to have to settle for a Hail Mary here.
Yeah, they're not dead yet. That was not quite as deep as I thought they should have went with that ball. Again, Keel runs at about 10 yards further. Maybe. I mean, you still can't kick the field goal, but now you got the Hail Mary, and we've seen some. It's rare, but it's happened.
We'll see what happens here. So, if they can get this Hail Mary, they stay alive in the West. If they don't, Sioux Falls wins the West.
Well, that's not good.
And they sacked back at the 38-yard line, and that's the ball game. Sparrows 27, Nightwings 24. The Sioux Falls Sparrows have won the West Division. That's it for us here in Denver. For Matt Wilson, Justin Reside, King Rashid, and Cameron Irvine, I am Mike Dagg saying thank you for joining us. We'll send it now to Houston and Vancouver. Tyler Falk and Wade Phillips on the call.
Came alive in the second half. Houston on just kind of fell off a cliff in the second half.
We'll see if Houston's defense can reinvigorate themselves and show us a little bit more of that first half form as Tom Pepper elects to milk as much clock as possible. Handoff, Redford, who had a nice run earlier in the ball game for a touchdown to start the comeback, picks up a couple more yards here. It's 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he had that giant run earlier in this ballgame, and I would just say just lean on him the rest of the way, because you don't want to leave Houston with any time left. But if you're Vancouver, you could pretty much just milk this clock out. You got 3 minutes left. Just keep milking it.
Offset eye behind Tom Pepper. Middle linebacker showing blitz. That's Katie Horrell. Handoff Redford near side. He will get the first down to the 35-yard line, and the clock continues to run.
Yeah, clock continues to run, and that Sioux Falls Denver score is final. So that's 27-24. Sioux Falls with the victory. So that's at least one game that the 7-loss teams are still breathing a sigh of relief.
And I believe that means Sioux Falls collects the West Division title for the first time since we've gotten back to division or rankings to get confirmation, unless Houston can come away with a victory here. That is, I should say.
Yeah, definitely. And so far, the defense in this drive right there doing a good job to stop them. And now if they can just finish strong, they've got a chance.
2-minute warning. Vancouver trying to hold on to this lead they have got late. Houston down by 3. Can the defense make a stop? You're watching the SFL on Next Level Sports. Houston down by 3. Can the defense make a stop?
Oh, okay.
2 minutes to go in the final frame of regulation. Legion with the ball, just on the outskirts of field goal range at 2nd and 11. Flag on the play. Redford goes near side. He's to the 20-yard line, and I believe it's a free play no matter what. And they get to the 19-yard line.
And I do believe they'll take the result of the play there, Tyler.
So the penalty flag goes for naught. It's an offside penalty. Let's see who it's on. They will tag 55, Alex Perez, with being offsides. We'll take a closer look at Robert Redford's run, as it's a pretty nice scamper tackled by Brady Clark. And Brady Clark had a really nice first half. A couple interceptions, a forced fumble, but ultimately Vancouver just has stormed back in the second half.
You're absolutely right. He did have a great first half, getting the 2 interceptions, like you said, getting some big tackles, but really Vancouver has been the show of the second half.
Redford on the give again. This time he's hit hard by Perez. No gain this time around. Houston called their second timeout. Of course, they tried to challenge a fumble, which led to Vancouver's most recent possession. That's the way they lost a timeout. So they only have 1 timeout remaining, partner.
That's right. And, that'll only leave them with the clock winding down on 4th down, which at this point, Vancouver's in field goal territory. So assuming they get that field goal, it's going to leave Houston with time to have to really march down the field in a hurry.
Redford on the give, left side, spinning out of 1 and 2, but can't bite off the 3rd, taken down up to pick up a maybe 2 or 3 yards. There's Houston's final timeout with 1:48 left to go.
And they're slowly running out of time. Only down 3, but they've got to get a stop here and force the field goal, at least try, maybe get a block on the field goal try, but really they've got to play flawless.
3rd down conversion more than likely seals it for Vancouver. Handoff, Redford. He stopped in the backfield at the 17-yard line, and Houston will get the ball back with some time after a kick-up potentially, if chance to win, can knock home 3 points.
Yep, and only 1 minute left for them to march down the field, probably around 80 yards, give or take.
The clock will continue to run. It'll be about a minute left to go when Houston get the ball either on a made field goal or a missed. Chance to win, looking to put Vancouver up by 6. Snap spot. No issues on the kick. It is up and good from 34 yards out. It's a 6-point lead. 30-24. Houston now with 1 minute and 3 seconds to go from the point of kickoff. It's all on them. No second chances.
Yeah, and at this point, it's 6 or bust because they have to get a touchdown because a field goal doesn't do it for them.
To win, we'll kick it off to Greg Corky, who stands near his own end zone to receive the kick. Corky on the return, looking near side, spinning out of a tackle, and is taken down at the 24-yard line. So it's 76 yards to go to pay dirt for Houston to come away with the victory and to keep the West Division in limbo for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, right now, Houston is got their own destiny in their hands, and they have got to do something here.
With a quick drop, looking over the middle. That is caught by DR Sim. Near midfield, time will continue to run with no timeouts.
Oh, if only he stayed up.
45 seconds, Dave Burr spikes it. 45 seconds to go, and Houston looked like to be in a right formation, just wanted to clock the time.
Yep. And that time they have the opportunity because we know they're probably going to be airing it out. But hey, if only he stayed up, but we can't knock that now. And they get the spike, and now they've got to air it out again.
This time they come out with 4 wide receivers. Burr takes a deep drop. Papatonis closing in. Deep bomb. It's over the head of Kyle Finnemore, and it's 3rd down.
That time, it looked like the defensive line was just about to get to him. He had to get rid of it just off the target. And really, that was one of the small times that Dave Burr actually was off target. All day, it seems like he's been doing a great job, but now they need him more than ever.
Still with 4 wide receivers on the field. This time they'll go with the trips formation toward Bird's left. Quick drop. Looking for an all-slant play for Sim and nothing doing. There looked to be a little bit of confusion. Maybe the ref got in the way. Incomplete. 4th down. Biggest play of the football game.
Absolutely. They've got to get at least 10 yards here. And if they don't, it is lights out for Houston. But Vancouver's defense is going to try to play strong and force the victory tonight.
5 wide receivers. Need to get to the 44 to convert. Burr looking for the corner route, near side, incomplete! Overthrew his wide receiver. Vancouver take over and will win this football game.
And so, yep, that just about wraps it up. We'll have to see how it ends up because, hey, you never know, partner. We never know what could happen in the SFL, but just about assured that Vancouver gets the win, and that'll make 10 victories for them, their first time double-digit wins.
Congratulations to Vancouver, have locked up the Pacific Division quite some time ago here in this season, and things just keep on getting better and better for Vancouver. What a comeback, down 24-3 near the end of the first half, have come all the way back to win. Tom Pepper will kneel it down for the final time in the ball game, and Vancouver come away with the
Vancouver comes all the way back from 24-3 down to move into first place in the SFL standings, 10-1, and put Houston on the brink. When we come back, we'll wrap it all up from the studios. You're watching the SFL, presented by APM Music on NXT. One final time from the SFL studios today, Sim Football postgame. Mike, what a way to finish off the afternoon. Sioux Falls clinches the West. Vancouver had already won the Pacific, and Baltimore gets the North by virtue of the DC loss. But let's start in Vancouver, Mike, where the Legion are now in first place at 10-1, waiting on Baltimore's result tomorrow. It's just those kind of plays and those kind of halves, Mike, that make you think that maybe this is Vancouver's year.
Yeah, they've been right there on the cusp for many, many seasons now, Cam. They've always had great seasons. Seems like season in and season out. And a great comeback today by this team. They struggled in the first half, 4 turnovers in the game, and they found themselves down 24-3. And then they kicked it into gear in the second half. Had a couple of turnovers of their own, and then their big star running back Robert Redford, came through in the end with a couple of huge touchdown runs.
Houston's path is quickly closing to the playoffs at 5-6. They would need a miracle at this point, basically, to be the only 6-6 team out there and have all of these other teams lose next week. But you've got Vegas going to play Denver. They're one of those going to finish 6-6. So it's tough sledding for Houston now with that loss. In the game you saw primarily here on Next Level Sports, Sioux Falls wins the West. Like I said, 5-6 Denver will take on 5-6 Vegas next week in Vice Wars. That game's going to mean everything. But what a amazing performance by Sioux Falls. Their defense continues to set records. This team has really bounced back in a surprising way this season.
Yeah, they definitely bounced back, Cam, a couple of seasons ago. This team was playing for the championship a couple of seasons in a row. Fell on hard times and missed the playoffs totally the past couple of seasons. I mean, they really fell all the way to the bottom. Only 2 wins last season, and they bounced back, tremendously. G.P. Wells, the rookie running back, has been a key to that. He had another huge game today, and great job by Sioux Falls coming back to win this division, and also congratulations to the Vultures as well, clinching the North with the DC loss.
Tomorrow afternoon, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 more games on the SFL slate. An important one to look out for, 3:20 p.m. Eastern on SFL YouTube, Louisiana and Tulsa. If Louisiana wins that, they win the East. If they don't, Tulsa can win it next week with a win over Atlanta and a Louisiana loss to St. Louis. Baltimore also in action against Arizona later that evening. All right, for Mike St. Green, I'm Cameron Irvine. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music here on Next Level Sports. And next Saturday, same time, same place, the final day of the regular season, we'll have your playoff matchups and get you set up for the postseason. This has been the SFL postgame update, and we'll see you next weekend.